Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Nanyang EU qualifier. It is Alliance versus Vega Squadron in the lower bracket here, a best of three, and we have made it into the first game 3 of the Nanyang EU qualifier. So, winning team moves on to face Monkey Business in the lower bracket final. Losing team goes home. I am Coddle Guy for Beyond the Summit, and I'm going to be joined by the fantastic Winter. Winter, welcome back. You had said that there'll probably be huge emphasis on picking up the Wisp. And wouldn't you know it, Vega with first pick, they first picked the Wisp.
5 seconds remaining.
So, they may win. Wisp is what, 2-0 already? That's pretty good. Oh, goodness. Guys, I had my mic muted in Skype. Winter doesn't know I'm talking about him. Winter, you smell like farts. Hey, Winter, sorry about that. I had my mic muted so much. I did a full nice introduction and everything, and everyone heard it except I had my mic muted on Skype, so you didn't get to catch it. I said that you're a wonderful person, and I love casting with you so much, and also that you said there would be huge emphasis on the Wisp. Vega with their first pick, they snag it up. Wisp is 2-0 in this series. Winter, have Vega just won Game 3?
Man, I was like waiting and waiting and waiting.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sitting there
and
talking.
I'm like thinking, all right, Coddle Guy beyond the schedule again, telling me that he's rolling the intros, but...
Sorry, dude. You didn't miss much. We didn't miss much. It's just, it's gonna be a long one of those days. I guess I was like really into this chocolate donut I just ate, and it kind of threw me off my game a bit.
They're probably gonna go for. I'm not sure if they're gonna go for Darkseer plus Wyvern though. I hope you enjoyed your chocolate.
Thank you.
They're gonna see a really good game here if they actually choose to respond with something that counters the relocate. They do have the Darkseer. Darkseer is sort of I feel like a soft counter or a read. Against the relocate. It's not as good as the curse or maybe a static storm from disruptor, but it could also still work to their favor if they get something that can actually follow up with the vacuum, any AoE stuns. But so far they do have the strongest level 1 hero, I want to say, in the game.
Ogre?
I'm not sure if there's any hero that is actually stronger than Ogre at level 1. Maybe if you get 71% bash chances on Spirit Breaker, then maybe you can beat the Ogre at level 1.
He definitely would be a top of the line for that title. Yeah, Undying used to be pretty feared at level 1.
Maybe Trian.
Yeah. Trian? Yeah, he hits pretty damn hard.
Really good base damage, but apart from those here, but Trian doesn't have armor like Ogre.
They don't have the fatness that that Ogre has. Just the big ability to be able to soak up damage. He's fantastic at being able to bodyguard those runes to zone back a bit. But Vega have made now an early commitment into Wisp Tiny.
They have a bigger tank as well now with the Tiny. Late game is definitely more scary than Ogre, and I think they probably would choose to remove the Wyvern here. There's a really good chance they're going to remove the Wyvern. I think Wyvern is, in particular, probably better against Tiny in all of the IO partners, because most of the time Tiny is just going to kill the IO with the Winter's Curse on the IO. So it might be one of the bans that Vega is going to look to go for. And Alliance do have the Darkseer as well, so it's a lot more incentive to pick the Wyvern with their lineup.
Darkseer works very well against the Tiny, because the benefit of that wall, we know Tiny to also pick up some utility items, like eventually typically we'll grab like an AC.
Yeah.
And that means the Alliance will get an AC if they can appropriately land this vacuum wall combo. It's just one of those things that maybe you don't look at just from initial impressions, but it is something that could definitely be a bit of a problem for Vega if they are able to kind of capitalize on that. But for Alliance now, do they need to start considering stuff like Witch Doctor or Disruptor, additional ways to just take care of this Wisp if we're putting so much emphasis on how this hero is able to contribute so much in these fights, and we saw it specifically from Solo in that last game? Does that mean Alliance need to put extra effort to make sure this Wisp isn't able to do those Wisp things?
10 seconds remaining.
I think what they need to do is probably maybe
5 seconds remaining.
put more emphasis in ganking the Wisp early to not allow him to do his thing. Like he was just like constantly keeping heroes alive in the last game. I think they need a hero that can actually focus on the IO, because IO is usually hiding behind and coming in at the right time to tether and to save the initial target that you're focusing on, which was what I mentioned in the last game, and he was really effective at that. You either want a hero that can jump him from behind or a hero that has huge bursts like D9, so you can actually focus the IO down. In this game, they are choosing to go for the Visage, which is fairly good at, actually very good at focusing down the IO. Since IO doesn't have a lot of
10
armor, the
seconds
familiars will
remaining.
actually destroy the hero. And you have a lot of nuke with your Soul Assumption as
5
well. So
seconds
one of the
remaining.
better few support heroes against an IO here, I would say.
And I wager
Reserve
it's
time.
Ake's grab, right? Being their
Yeah,
micro player.
I think he has been the player that has always been playing Visage unless they decide to do some weird stuff with the Visage. I remember seeing Visage in mid in pub games a lot, but I doubt they're gonna do that.
I've seen Fear play a core carry Visage at one
Alliances
point
turn
back in
to
the
pick.
day for EG, but I agree with you. More like we're suspecting. It's nice to see Ake back on a micro hero. It feels like the olden days of having to see, Ake on his precious Chen, or a Visage, even the Coddle. I still, my heart goes out to him. I
You
frequently
will
tweet at
never
him. I
you
never
will
get to see
never
him play it
forget
again. Yeah.
you will never forget that hero.
Nope, I will never. It's funny to see different teams put that kind. NIP. It was
10
make sure they
seconds
always almost have
remaining.
Coddle every single game, and for teams like this, they don't even care about the hero. It's a
Wow.
fickle game of Dota. But look at this, a throwback, if you will. Loda pulling out the Life Stealer here, and I didn't get to watch the game, but that's when we got to see the first Life Stealer Golem
Infest
action.
Infest on the if you can actually find a dragon at level 6, it's actually crazy strong.
I was in a game in one of my terrible pubs where Lifestealer did manage to farm up a Radiance, got into a dragon, and just continued
10
to
seconds
toy with
remaining.
our team. It was
Troll with your team.
pretty frustrating.
5 seconds remaining.
I obviously not going to be something viable competitively, Winter, but
Reserve time.
what can really add to their game the new capability of being able to infest these ancients? Is it just for the luxury of safely farming up in lane
I
without
think
having to worry too much?
I think pushing, it's really good at pushing.
Okay.
Imagine if you have a lineup with Lifestealer and Chen early on, and your Lifestealer just grabs a dragon, like the Ancient Drake,
Alliances
into
turn to ban.
like what 8 minutes into the game, 7 minutes into the game with like 3 Chen creeps. What are you gonna do with that?
Oh, that would be disgusting. Why did they get Ake Chen? That would have been hilarious to see. But we'll have to see.
10
Look at the
seconds
response from
remaining.
Vega. They get a Bane. I guess if it is a pesky, scary creep, they could always just
5
sleep it now.
seconds
And
remaining.
now they have the benefit of the lockdown of Fiend's Grip, even against the rage of Lifestealer. As it go more beyond that, Winter, though, they wanted to maybe establish as well someone to stay in the lane, figuring that the Wisp Time would be together. Bane
but-
has been considered one of the best zoners you can ask for from a support, with his crazy good pure damage burst from Brain Sap, which is also much cheaper now, Winter. 70 mana at level 1.
Yeah. And it also serves as a setup for their relocate though. So Bane is a
course.
really good setup, and it's also gonna reveal that the Shaker is off lane as well. Generally when you have IO plus Shaker together on the same team, you don't really want to run both as the supports. But going back to the draft
10
that
seconds
Vega actually
remaining.
chose to ban out Puck, which is I think one of the better options they have
5
for the
seconds
vehicle for
remaining.
Lifestealer. The other vehicle is Storm, which has been nerfed to the ground in this patch.
Yes.
So-
I heard you can feel it. I'm not a Storm player, but I've played with some guys who are pretty
It
good
was-
Storm players,
it
and they're
was-
like, they feel it.
It was similar to the Bat Rider nerfs, It's like
Yeah.
one day Bat Rider was the king of the hill, and the next day he was
He's
in
dead.
the king of the trench.
Yeah, the king of the trash. It's just, it was very sad to see. But Storm Spirit, now we wish him the best. And what they were saying is just, it feels like he uses so much mana now to get stuff done. And when you make a long commitment in with your Ball Lightning and you're able to get the burst, you rarely now feel like you have the opportunity and the mana to get back out safely. Viper, though. Ooh, what a disgusting grab from Alliance. Okay. Kiting
Oh.
capability against the Tiny is the first thing
Yeah.
that comes to my mind.
No vehicles, but they definitely have a hero that's really strong in the lane. But Viper against two heroes, against the Wisp and the Tiny, I'm not sure. I haven't seen this matchup for quite some time though, but in my memory, Viper has a very good chance of doing well if you don't get killed. And you're able to actually have a lot of damage to actually last hit against the
10
Tiny in the lane
seconds
because of
remaining.
Nanotoxin, and you have a very good chance of out-harassing them with your poison attack in the
5
first few levels.
seconds remaining.
But you have to be very careful once the Tiny has maybe level 3 or level 4, because that's when, together with the Wisp
Reserve
balls, they have
time.
very high
Yeah.
amounts of burst damage to actually kill the Viper. And Viper's a very, very slow hero for
Yeah.
a flying target. He's really, really slow. But apparently in Dota, all the heroes that are flying have very slow movement speeds. Like Visage has terrible base movement speed. Bat Rider has,
Skywrath Mage, though?
except for Skyrocket. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. It seems like with these flying heroes, they should be able to just get from point A to point B at least a decent
Yeah.
pace, not like...
Winter Wyvern as well, very slow here.
Yes, I know that one. It's disgusting. But you think Viper should be able to hold his own if he's put into that mid lane in a matchup of Tiny Wisp? There's
Yeah,
so much sustain there.
I imagine he's gonna get some help from my nuts as well with the roaming over. He's gonna be.
I'm such a child. I'm sorry.
10 seconds remaining.
Damn. Okay, I'm gonna just say Ogre is gonna help the Viper in the lane.
Okay, good. Lina last pick here for Vega.
So safe lane Lina against. So they have a ton of counter towards the Lifestealer. They have Fiend's Grip and the Aghanims Lina ultimate incoming towards Loda. So two of their last picks is very geared towards just making sure the Lifestealer is controlled and taken out in team fights. And not only that, the Aghanims is also really good against Corrosive Skin because it's gonna bypass that.
Well, Winter, drafted hand here. We're getting ready to hop into game 3, and the big question we have to ask ourselves is, will we crash once we enter the game? That's the big one.
We will definitely crash once we enter the game.
I'm
but
going to say 75% chance that we crash, 80% that one of us crash.
The other thing we're going to look to see if the Wiz actually maintains the 100% win record. And indeed,
I have crashed.
Serializer decode array index 8 out of range to 0 crash.
You hear that, folks? Serial decode 0801 error, reborn, spectating, etc. every game. Hustling to get back in so we can see if there's going to be any sort of early tussle or ward droppage. We always seem to miss it here, but getting back in now. All right. So you said Lina safe lane. It seems a bit unusual for Lina here, but let me get back in.
Are you in the game? Are you seeing the lanes?
Now in. Let's check out the lanes here. We got Bulldog on bottom in tandem with Ogre. Mid lane, we got S4. That's not a surprise. And it's going to be, Ake, Visage up and above with Loda, but they're changing course a bit. Both teams starting to move around. Pasha is indeed playing the farming Lina. Solo on Wisp. Seam of the Slayer on his Bane as they head bottom. No one on the Tiny. Mag on the Earthshaker. I'm not getting any sort of early inkling where the lanes are. It looks like both teams are just kind of running around from top to bottom.
So the wards will be placed, and I assume that none of the teams are going to switch their lane, so it's just going to be standard lane so far. Offlane Darkseer and offlane Earthshaker for Vega on Mag.
Money to burn.
And typical lane so far. Every hero is in their normal setup, and we see Solo here in an fairly unusual situation, and he's going to be scouted out. I think they actually saw him. They were pinging him out. Probably looking to try and snipe the courier.
Yeah, he will not get that chance. And it looks like he will just take his business back to the bottom lane. So
Yeah, level 1 is the important timing to get a kill on the Darkseer here, if they can actually find it. With
before
the
he's
Bane
got
trying to get a
Surge.
sleep.
Yep, he's looking to fly in. There's going to be the stun. He leveled up to sleep, so he's not going to have the sap. And they're not going to be able to commit in.
And Bulldog is in range of getting experience, and we see the Ogre lurking nearby with level 1 Ignite. So if he sees an opening, it's going to be a lot of damage done, or even a solo kill on the Wisp. I think he can actually solo kill Solo here if he gets a Solo in a very bad position where he doesn't have any tether target. The Ogre alone is going to be able to take him down.
Well, Solo does a small pull here, and they get the sleep on to Bulldog now. And Bulldog is only going to eat just some casual right-click damage. He'll be fine. He'll step back and away. Now here comes my nuts. Rolls in, goes to Solo. Starts clubbing it home. He knows he doesn't have tether quite yet, but there's going to be the tether. And he will make it over to Seam with the Slayer here. So now the Ogre shows himself in lane. They get a nice sentry drop. That will eliminate the lane ward. Bulldog will be able to hide in the shadows, and they will not get that Darkseer kill. So he'll be able to level up now and pick up the Surge very soon. And back at mid lane, S4 was forced to pop his salve now in his matchup against the Lina. We look at the early CS. Viper ahead. That's not too surprising. 8-3 to Lina's 5-0. But back at bottom, it looked like they were pushing on a bit. This is just where the action's going to go down.
Yeah, this lane should be a lot Viper favored, I think, against the Lina because of the corrosive skin. Oh, the rune wars. Bulldog's gonna get a haste.
He got it. Grabbed it up with a Surge. Picks up the haste here and is now going to try to chase down Solo. Solo draws his attention elsewhere, only to tether back to Seam of the Slayer. Very nice play. And that
And
will force Bolo to go back to lane.
This Tiny is having a really rough time last hitting. Look at the last hit chart. He's only 6 last hits so far.
The Ion Shell is such a pain in the butt
Surprisingly,
for him.
Lifestealer is also not that far ahead though. He's only like a few ahead.
Yeah, considering his matchup against the Earthshaker, I don't imagine Earthshaker poses much. I mean, he could pose some trouble as he goes on to Ake here. Gets a brilliant block, gets the connection of the Enchant Totem, and a right click. That is a mag solo kill. Offlane Earthshaker onto a support Visage. That's a big boost for your offlaner.
Yeah, Visage is just really weak at the start without stats item, and you have 0 armor. And Earthshaker chose to go for the boots as well. Sometimes you see players opting to go for a ring of protection plus the stout shield to have much more, you know, damage resistant in the lane. But going for the boots here definitely paid off for Mag, allowing him to actually get that solo kill on the Visage. That it's first blood as well, so it's gonna put him in a really good spot. He has enough gold for his soul ring if he wants it.
Yeah, that's great. We saw last game what he could do when he gets a strong start on his clockwork, and looking to do a bit of a repre here on the Earthshaker if possible. Ake making his slow return back to lane. Still at level 2. It's going to be a long road for him at the start of this game, and I don't imagine a kill's going to be coming in anytime soon. It looks like My Nuts is still going to be heading bottom to help out Bulldog a bit, who's still at level 2. Now he's looking to come intercept the creep pull a bit. Solo shows up with Seema. The both of them will now pelt some damage here. He has sleep and brain sap. Yeah, they're going to get the sleep. And they're going to hope that they can just right-click him down and sap at the end. No, not enough damage. Bulldog will be able to run away. That stout shield coming into
a tango regen as well, saving his life.
Yeah. Now Solo pretty low. Walks off this way. S4 is a bit behind his tower, so can't cut him off here. But he's trying to. And, oh, Solo going to be able to tether back again to his buddy Seema the center.
Wow, he barely escaped there. If he didn't get up the cliff there, he would have been killed by the Ogre. And I'm just trying so hard to remember not to say My Nuts.
Yeah, you said it anyways. Oh, mid lane. Pash is in trouble. My Nuts makes the rotation over, and she is dead. Wonderful setup. Double slow coming out. Lina has no chance to respond, and the rotation coming in from the support is just a tad too late to try to save anyways. Good solo pick. Alliance get themselves on the board with a takedown in the mid lane on the Lina.
This roaming Ogre is definitely doing a lot of work. And just making sure that, like what we mentioned about, do they need to do anything to limit the growth of the Wisp in the start of the game? They're definitely doing that with the Ogre constantly annoying the Wisp, you know, harassing the Wisp and stopping him from getting too much. I don't think he got any stacks, right? Yeah, he didn't even actually get any stacks done for his team. So the Ogre so far has been doing a really excellent job at limiting the movements of the Wisp, and even the Bane as well.
Nice thing though for no one is that after we were suspect of his very low CS, he did get himself right back up there. He has a 26 and 11. But you can say the same for Load up here at the top lane, now 29 and 14. They're trying to catch up from their bit of a slow start, and as you said, the Ogre continues to just kind of be a pain in the butt.
This is so infuriating to play against if you are solo now in this game.
Just you see him do this, and there's really not much you can do about it. They'll go in thinking that maybe they can do some damage, following up with the stun. Now the toss. He still holds on though. He's gonna get the surge assistance from Bulldog, and he's gone. And there you have it. That's 8 armor and plenty of L3 gen, and he will walk back to base alive and well.
As soon as you think you get the kill, then that's the surge there coming out. So right now, I think so far the Ogre has... His job is done though, basically in the laning phase. He managed to limit a lot of their movements, and Bulldog has successfully attained his level 5. He has really good levels now. And mid lane, they're going to see them going on S4.
Yep. Shouldn't take too much extra effort. They had an Invis rune onto Pasha, and that helped Mag scout it out with the Fissure setup. Solo was even there, and they will take down the Viper. Good catch for them.
And right now, the Lifestealer is going to roam around with his Golem and leaving the lane for Ake on top.
He's got an Ion Shell. Oh, this is dirty. Oh, no. He's got to sleep himself. Oh, no. This Ion Shell is a pain in the butt. I can't get away.
Man, what is this?
This is garbage, right? What is this? Okay.
Wait, why are you even allowed to Ion Shell? He's magic immune, right? What the heck?
Welcome to Dota. All right, well.
Man, this is so dirty.
I hope Ice Frog's watching.
Damn, this is some next level strat here.
Oh man, what?
And there's nothing you can do about this. Think about it.
I know what I've experienced it firsthand with a Radiance. Now with an Ion Shell though, that makes it even easier. You just have to step up for that kind of farm, but he still gets the ridiculous close range damage.
What is the support going to do against this?
Sleep him? You can't even sleep him. What am I thinking? Sleep yourself? He tried that. That doesn't work. I don't know. I don't know if it's something they're going to continue to follow through with, but for now we'll secure him easy farm.
Oh my god.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Damn, just when you think things couldn't get worse after the ogre harassing you and you see this golem.
They just can't do anything in my tower now. Oh man. All right.
Man, they've been picking PA and Lifestealer the most, and I kind of see why now.
Alliance happy to start having some fun with 6.85. That's what I like to see. Oh, mid lane, they are going to try for another go into S4, but this fissure will not block him in. And they are just a bit too far for any sort of follow-up, but imagine Pasha will want to put this Laguna back on cooldown if possible. And now that they have...
Oh my god, the golem is coming, Dakota.
Oh god, everyone prepare.
Can you actually search the golem?
Oh, I would hope so. He does! He searches the golem and... Oh, Mag is like, what the hell's happening? He tried to stun, and the golem is like, nobody can... This is terrible. They're not going to be able to do anything about it. Now, they are getting some damage onto him, but...
This is the strat, man. Lifestealer Dark's here.
He can't really farm, though, if he's kind of just annoying him. Eventually, yeah, he will step off, and he'll pick up a new ride.
Oh my god. So he just wanted to get the gold for that.
I was going to say, you get the gold, right, too? So
yeah, you get the gold. Just about when you're saying that he's not farming, he proves you wrong.
What's the cooldown on Infest again? That wasn't changed, right?
Yeah, it's the same cooldown.
Okay. Well, well, well.
And what is going on? Bulldog, I guess, is the one farming with the Iron Shell now.
Welcome to your new meta.
Oh my god. Man, is there any way you can actually deal with this? I'm trying to think of a way.
No. I don't know. Like, it's kite him out. Maybe tease him in mid lane. They're going to get the fissure. This time it will block in S4. Follow up Dragon Slave Laguna. Even an Echo. Kill has been secured by Mag. Though even though 9 Pasha is going to pick up the kill. The Golem's back. Loda. Oh, tried to get out. But will not do it.
Man, this is
oh, look what's waiting for him over by his pit now. Wonderful.
Oh
well,
no, these are the smaller golems, the ones that he didn't kill off from the last time.
Oh, you're right.
He's not gonna want this.
He wants the big daddy. That's hilarious.
Hopefully, he wants the big.
The dragon, maybe. I would assume dragon is probably your best bet if you can get a hold of that. Well,
and dragon is actually, I think, the one with the most damage. I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I assume you can also Iron Shell the dragon as well. Oh my god.
Like, does that mean you... Is it just Iron Shell Surge? What if you got, like... I don't know.
Repel?
Yeah, Repel.
Purification.
Lotus Orb, even though you can't cast anything on him. I mean, I'm just thinking, like, do you just... There'll be probably some silly pub strats where you just build around this.
I think it's probably a bug, but I'm not sure though. I'm not sure if that's intended.
Well,
so we'll see. I guess, you know, it should work with like Blood Loss because Blood Loss is meant to go through magic immunity. Yeah, I don't know. Some of the stuff are weird. Maybe it's intended. I'm not sure.
We'll see. For now, Loda has his drums.
Oh no, not this one.
Oh, this one has the damage aura, right now? Ancient Thunderhide. Now has Slam. He has Frenzy, which is bonus attack speed. And he has War Drum aura now, which is a attack damage increase. And now he is stalking with the smoke.
Much better than the Alpha Wolf, but he's going to get the buff again from the Iron Shell. Oh my god.
He also... Does he get Bloodlust as well? If they had Bloodlust?
I think you should though. So this is the strat, yeah? If you pick Ogre, you get an early point in Bloodlust, you Bloodlust the Ancient. And Solo, the unlucky
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh my god.
He just horned him in the butt.
This game has been such a nightmare for Solo. From the Ogre poking him at the start of the game, and now the Ancients chasing him from the ends of the earth.
You gotta be, I mean, what if you're in Lotus shoes, you gotta be giggling right now to yourself. Just, I can't believe we're getting away with this right now.
I'll giggle.
Oh boy. And they are just forcing Vega back. I'm sure Vega are scratching their heads as far
They
as
don't-
what available options do they
their-
have to take care of it.
Their heroes just basically can't do anything against this. There's no way they can deal with it. I guess at best you can toss him away. I'm not sure you can toss. I think you should be able to toss the Thunderhide away. But that's the best thing they can have.
Yeah, if your best move on the Ancient Creep is to just move him away briefly, you're not looking
basically
too good.
screwed, right?
Yeah. Now, it's kind of slow at farming, but it's still definitely a...
Man.
Like, what if you did, like, is it crazy to think of doing this but not putting Nyx in a core position so he can freely get away with this without having to worry about... Because he's probably missing out on some potential farm that you would normally be doing as a lifestealer,
so.
you know?
I guess that's why they have, you know, the Visage, because he's a support, but he can turn into a core.
Yeah.
So you have that someone to back up the lack of a core in your team because Lifestealer is doing this.
Yeah, because he's losing out on farm. He's 46 CS and the Tiny's up to 85.
The more I think about it, it actually might be something teams to look to experiment in the future. Maybe run an offlane Lifestealer since you, like you mentioned,
yeah,
you're not so worried about losing out on a farm and you're doing the same thing. Like basically, you're just running around. Provided you're going to be able to get the levels from the offlane, then you can actually do this.
Because the counter might be from Vega just let's keep farming, let's avoid the beast.
The birds are following the Thunderhide now, so
they're getting help from like Dota Nature right now. It's just like they're all coming together and battling Vega. But I just imagine at some point Vega are like, maybe we can boost up a lot of farm. If this Tiny gets to that crazy point where he has attack speed, a Agnum Scepter, he could truck through a Ancient pretty fast. He's going to have much more farm than Loda will.
Yeah, I guess this would only allow them to actually get a sizable lead early on. It's going to wear off when the game like gets longer and everyone gets more items, but it's definitely very, very powerful in the early stage, I would say. Up to maybe minute 20, up to minute 15 or 20, there's not much the opponent can do about this. And right now, Pasha is going to actually TP towards top lane, but little does he know there's a couple of heroes behind him plus the birds.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I had to let out a big sigh there, Winter, because I couldn't help but just realize that this will be in all of my pubs later today.
I actually think it will. It's already starting to... I've actually been seeing it a lot.
Yeah, I saw the Radiance one, which was already paying the butt. We did lose that
Radiance
game.
is like so expensive though. This is much more scary.
This
top
is...
lane,
Oh, the bottom lane, Jurassic Park is breaking out, but top lane, they're going to get the double stun on Denying Passion. We go back bottom where they're going to get S4 down. Follow-up fissure from Mag is successful. What's happening down here? Fiend's gripped onto the... Fiend's grip onto the Thunderhide, but the Ion Shell will take out the Bane. And now this dinosaur is getting the hell out of here.
Please.
Tiny's just like, I'm going to farm up the wave instead. Top lane, Pasha might be engaged here. They have relocate for top. They need to be very careful, Alliance. Oh, Mag blinks in, holds off on the totem. Here comes that relocate. They're going to get the stun. My nuts. Going to be taken apart. Now they look for Bulldog. Surging away. Are they going to pursue? No one's looking for it. Oh, lead in from Mag with that blink. Going to get the Echo. Bulldog's going to go down. Follow-up stun from no one. Looking to go for Ake. Mag going to get finished off from S4 as he rotates in, but no one. Still on a hot chase here. Get the quick toss kill. Go for a TP. He is gone. See you later. Stun will come out too late. And no one will make it back to base.
Sweet revenge.
Yes.
Oh no, Solo.
He's fine.
Oh my god. Woo. Oh my god. He has really been having such a rough game though. I really pity him sometimes watching this game.
I gotta feel like this fun little play though could come to an end soon. Loda's 57 CS. Tiny's at 103. I mean, eventually you just don't be farming and you're just trolling around a bit.
I mean, they got towers and support kills though, so it's not like they were wasting their time. But at the end of the day, was it worth it? I'm not so sure, because right now, like you mentioned, the Tiny is 1.4k gold net worth ahead. And they're still behind in towers as well, so once the Tiny gets the last hit on this tower, it's gonna further push him ahead of the Lifestealer. So Relocate's gonna go top.
Top, looking to go in. Looks like for S4, Yules, follow up Laguna, stun lockdown from Mag, and it's going to be a killing spree for Ian Pasha. Good grab for them. Vega now still ahead, 9-5. And
Mag has been doing some serious work though.
Yeah. That's what we expected. You know, you give Mag an opportunity to just easily farm up in that off lane. We saw him get that early solo kill onto Ake. He's a guy who knows how to take advantage of situations like that and advance forward throughout the rest of the game. And now here we are into the mid-game phase. He's got a Blink Dagger, which he's already put to strong use, and they're just looking to find any sort of pick-off they can. They're done with the little shenanigans here from Alliance. It looks like Alliance are possibly done with the same shenanigans as they look to catch up on the farm. But yeah, it was silly nonetheless, like Winter, and I imagine that we could see a position 3 or something, Lifestealer, in the future.
Yeah, it looks like it's not going to be able to give them the sizable advantage. I thought they were actually going to get more from it, but it actually didn't give them too much. It was just a really annoying play, I think, for the support in general. But like you mentioned, I think it might actually be more worth it to run it on off-lane Lifestealer than a carry Lifestealer. Because you basically don't really need the farm on the safe lane position.
Coming back, are they going to let Solo? Yeah, Solo's going to be on his own. He tries for a quick TP, but the vacuum will be there from Bulldog, and Solo will go down. This was all, of course, an effort to save their Tiny from the right-click of S4, so he'll risk his own life for it.
Aghanim's completed, my friend. Time to start the farm rolling for no one here.
Yep. Yeah, this is where maybe Alliance are going to be.
Oh my god, Loda's in the creep! Oh!
He's in the little troll? Okay. Gets a little net, but it looks like he'll go elsewhere.
I think he actually was... Was he hiding there? I didn't notice though.
I didn't
Was he baiting?
I just can't help but feel like it's like, this is hilarious, but Loda needs to catch up on farm. He needs to get back to the grindstone real fast.
Basically, it's not going to win.
Oh! And right when he wants to farm, Mag comes from the balcony with an emphatic dunk right on his head. And Laguna to follow.
Try and pick up the Tiny here with Minut's running in.
Oh, toss back. Gonna get the kill on the Bulldog. God. No one looking to stand and fight here. But those birds do serious work. Double follow-up stun will catch both Seema and no one. Seema, though, will allow the getaway here, it looks like, for no one as he just puts out his Fiend's Grip in hopes that maybe it would be enough. It was enough to save no one. No one now looking to re-engage. We'll get the quick annihilation of Ake and the follow-up kill from My Nuts. Good double grab for them. Vega now taking over. They have saw the shenanigans from Alliance. They had their fun, but it's time to get serious here. Yeah, it's time to take this serious. Loser is not going to be advancing forward, and Alliance will need to get back on the farm.
It's going to make the Tiny really strong now, that engagement. He's going to farm. He has like 2k right now after that fight. He's going to be a big problem soon for Alliance. I'm not sure if they have the necessary tools. They have the Viper Strike and the Lifestealer Rage, but Tiny's going to be really strong with the... he's not the only one you have to worry about as well. You have to worry about the Fiend Sweep coming in for the Lifestealer, so I think Vega is in a really, really comfortable position right now.
Oh, I would agree with you. Looks like Seema's going to be planting High Ground Ward, which there's already a sentry there. If Alliance are able to get the vision, they can take care of it, but they are smoking up now, and the Golem is back, Winter. And we'll be leading out the charge, it looks like. How does it work out when the fight breaks out? Is it best to have a Golem who just right-clicks with an Ion Shell, or wouldn't you want the open wounds?
He's giving his team the HP aura, though, right now.
That is true. Are they, though? I don't see it on Bulldog right now.
Yeah, they have the...
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
Granite aura.
Oh, lead, out stun. Obviously not going to do it, and it's rock-on-rock action here, Winter. Golem Brothers going to have to face off, relocate. They're going to get rid of no one, and Seema looks to be going down here. The relocate actually sets them back. They re-engage. They're going to take out S4 here, and they turn and run. Now Loda shows himself. Relocate's going to put them back over on the right-hand side. They stun on in. Solo in a bit of trouble here as My Nuts looking to go for him. And, oh, Echo comes out from Mag. They're going to get the lockdown for Loda, and Loda's going to fall. My Nuts and Ake soon to trail behind them, and it's a 5-man wipe. All of Alliance will go down. Fun plays you got there, but Vega, they play a classic game of Dota, and they succeed.
Damn. That Wiz was such a big player on that fight. He relocated first time to save the Tiny behind, and then when the Tiny was about to get focused down again, he actually brought the Tiny back towards another position, so it allowed the Tiny to stay alive and drop another couple of Avalanche and Toss. So that was really key in that fight again. So this Wiz pick once again proving to be a difference maker in all the team fights that Vega have been taking. we might actually see the hero come back into the meta.
Will it come back into first ban?
Not
Or-
sure though, but it certainly feels like the hero has been.
What
You
what
know,
is it that's? I
successful.
mean, it personally has not been changed this patch. Is it just the
Yeah,
fact that
I
some of
think-
his traditional counters have been nerfed down
I
enough,
think
or the playstyle is different?
Wyvern, the Wyvern nerf was the one of the bigger ones that actually helped him a lot. Because usually when you relocate in mid to late game, your core is like BKB more or less. So you can't really get curse on the IO so that the carry kills the IO. So I think that's one of the biggest changes I want to say with relocate. And not to mention all the other heavy nukers like Lash got nerfed as well. Those are the heroes that deal with Wiz really well.
Even like Lena. I mean, they have the convenience of having Lena on their side, but any hero with that huge burst, Lena, Quap, they could spot out the Wisp and quickly annihilate them. For them, at least in this game, they have the convenience of the Lena on their team, and it's proven to be a bit difficult at this point for Alliance to get the catch on the elusive Wisp. And now that no one is building up a serious right-click here, I start to fear for Alliance. Even after their very, very strong laning start, I can't help but feel like this Viper could start to fall off a bit, Winter. He's going for the Agnums,
Yeah.
which I don't fault him for, because you can
And
use
he-
the extra ult for the Tiny, but where's the damage going to be at?
He didn't really go for, like, sometimes you see players go for Midas after the mech on Viper to sort of, you know, deal with your lack of farm speed to go into the late game. But since he, like you mentioned, chosen to go for the point booster, going for the next item, like going to the Aganims, it's gonna make the Viper very weak late into the game though, because they didn't really have such a smooth game for the Viper. So he's not going to be able to, I don't think he can actually be a threatening force in the late game towards the Tiny though.
What's Lotus saving for? He's got nearly 3,100 gold. What is the comeback item for him now that the...
Oh no, he's dead.
Okay, well, whatever he's saving for, he's going to have to
Wow,
save a bit
Wisp,
longer
a
here.
lone Wisp?
Solo Wisp. Oh, the Rage is going to go off, which means Max Visor will not stun him. And he's able to get into a catapult, which means the Echo is
Wow.
not going to be doing
What?
anything. See you later, nerds. I got a siege creep.
Catapult?
Yep.
Man, that's not logical at all, but whatever.
He's in there somewhere. He might be hiding in that little cup of the catapult.
You should only be able to invest into biological units.
Dota lore. What a fickle thing. Well, Loda got to be happy about that. He'll get to hold that big bit of gold, but let's go back to the question at hand, Winter. Why does he have all this gold? What is he trying to save up for here? Basher, Abyssal? Does he need to go for a classic SMY? He's sitting on... Maybe he's still
I'm not
thinking
sure
about
though.
it.
I don't think he has an item that's really good for him in this situation. There's no clear item that's good for him. Like anything that he can afford for just feels like it's average, you know. There's no standout item for me. I'm not sure what he's gonna choose for, but probably just some typical strength item that allows him to be more tanky. Maybe SMY.
Yeah, feels a bit too late for any sort of fun armlet kind of a grab. But
Yeah, I'm not sure about Armlet though. Armlet seems like a very low priority for him right
yeah,
now.
it's,
Like he needs
we're
to
already
go for
too
the
deep.
bigger items, I think.
Well, we'll keep touching base with him to see what his... He's going to get Radiance and then actually continue his cheeky play with Radiance
That
Ion
would be
Shell.
the dream for you, my friend.
That would be dank, but I don't think that will get them a win. We'll see, though. Ake got his Solar Crest, though, on Visage, which means now he can build up into the Agnum Scepter and get that extra bird almost at level 11 as well. But just, you know, another hero for Alliance that we haven't really been able to see Visage play a Visage kind of a game. It looked like it was all fun at first when they kind of had that Zookeeper, all animals of the Dota world assist Alliance strat, but I don't know about this point. Those birds could be very susceptible to being caught out from this Tiny as free, easy gold. Tiny has an Ogre Club now, building into, I imagine, being a BKB. And AC is done, so I guess that's one nice thing for Alliance. Something we were talking about in the draft, Winter, is that if Bulldog can get a big vacuum wall, they will all get the extra armor.
Huh, he's going for BKB, so that's gonna give him the ability to actually not get comboed by the vacuum wall, so you don't get vacuum and, you know, get stunned by the birds. So I guess that's what he wants to avoid in team fights. And it's gonna allow him to actually just run up and focus. I think right now the main damage source has to be the Viper and the Visage dropping their nukes. So having the BKB means that he's gonna be able to focus those heroes very well. The only downside is he still gets slowed by the Viper Strike.
And there is the Demolition Man now. No one with this Whomping Willow. You can see he makes quick work of these towers. And I can't help that could be a bit of a concern as well for Alliance. Just when it comes to a point they might have to defend high ground, I don't know if they have the best defense. They have Vacuum Wall. But outside of that, I don't know if there's any sort of pizzazz that's going to be enough to stop Vega.
Yeah, combination play with the Vacuum is the Stone Form drop from the Familiars, which is not instant. So even if you get the Vacuum off, there's just a really good timing window of opportunity for the Tiny to pop his BKB.
Yep.
So it's not a guaranteed lockdown compared to maybe a Vacuum into Sand stun. And Mag is gonna find himself in...
He actually is going for a Radiance.
Are you serious?
He has a Sacred Relic. So unless that's the Sacred Relic for a future Abyssal Blade, or he realized that this game could be, for some reason, way out of hand, he has to go Rapier. That's going to be a Radiance Lifestealer.
Feels gimmicky though, but it's gonna have Iron Shell and maybe Bloodlust on the Ancient creep.
Mag has a Shadow Blade. Boom! Bang! Not huge damage enough burst, but oh my god! Here comes the Cavalry, and they're going to be able to annihilate Loda. Nice Radiance you got there. My Nuts now looking to get away. He's going to be tossed forward. He goes down. All these tanky heroes that Alliance just easily folded apart. And that means it's also going to be a tier 2. Vega just swooped in, took what they wanted, and now they push on. Loda's out 30 seconds without a buyback because of his commitment to that relic. And that could cost him severely, your winner.
And
tier 3 about to drop.
If he had an item that gives stats... Oh, Vacuum.
Big vacuum wall here, but Bulldog goes down with 2 swings of the mighty club of no one. And now Alliance are going to be forced back. Is the stall tactic go? They need Lotus to come back without having to spend his buyback money. And it looks like it could work out here. Vega, a bit of separation. We'll wait out the creeps. Do they stay? No, it looks like they'll pull back. Maybe a go with the Roche here. They can take it down fast. It looks like they are going to go in.
They don't have Medallion, but they have the AC from the Tiny, so this should be quick work. And let's see if they can actually do something with the Familiars here. It's very highly unlikely, but we've seen weirder things happen in Dota. Okay. I think the most unlikely thing I've seen in the Roshan is I think from a Trian. Oh, we're gonna see a Yules on the Viper.
That's the Yules, that's the stun, the relocate comes in, and the Tiny throws out the combo, the Laguna, and everything but the kitchen sink to bring down that Viper. But he's out now 50 seconds, does have a buyback, and Vega are gonna see if they can force him to use it.
They would actually, I think they will actually force him. The Tiny is gonna...
There it is. Didn't make a noise though, that was weird.
Yeah, I didn't get that as well. I didn't get the noise.
I wonder if Vega heard it. Hope they were looking up at the top of their screen. Well, they are going to be able to burst down this tier 3. Casual toss of a creep onto my Nuts, and now no one with this Aegis is just going to be able to freely siege, and he does way too much damage to this tower. One shot takes it already an 8, 2, 3. Now the overcharge comes in. These racks are set to go down. Stun will whiff. Even Loda committing the rage now looks to turn and engage. Rax is down now. No one will pop his BKB, and the big golden giant will turn around and flee. Or not! Re-engagement for Mag! Oh ho ho! The re-engagement. Huge echo. Will take out Bulldog here. That means they are going to have no vacuum wall for this defense. A Laguna annihilates Loda. Going to be out now. 50 seconds, no buyback. Vacuum into the walls. Bulldog does make his return. Formidable damage here, but Bulldog goes down a second time. And Vega look like they're going to be moving on to face monkey business at this rate in the lower bracket final, unless they can stop no one. Alliance just pulling out anything they can to prevent them from being able to sweep on further. No one now potentially be kited. This is all for the Aegis, and they're even going to relocate him back to base so he doesn't lose the extra life.
And this really feels like it's game. They're gonna maybe even come back and take another set of racks here. And this is not looking good for Alliance at all.
No. Now here comes The next set of racks. No glyph yet. Almost going to be up here. I mean, is there even enough for a final hurrah? Bulldog set to come back in 10 seconds, but he'll have no wall. Loda committing for the Radiance here. Radiance ain't going to stop these guys from breaking your base. This feels like it's going to be game. I imagine the white flag to be raised momentarily, winner for Alliance. And we have to start tracing it back a bit. Would you put this on Loda in this unique strat that they tried to pull out? Or do you think Vega just, with their Wisp and their, I don't know, raw grit, were able to kind of pull this out? What does it come down to?
Combination of both, I think.
Yeah.
Like Vega also, they played really well, especially on the Wisps on solo, and Mag as well on the Shaker.
This is what we've been waiting for.
Oh my god, the Radiance.
If they don't win now with this dragon, I don't think this strat will work, winner.
So
the idea is you have Iron Shell and Radiance damage.
I don't think you, I guess you can't
But
bloodlust
the
them.
Tiny is gonna kill the Black Dragon so easily now.
Oh
no?
yeah.
So
I gotta see it. Alliance, I think they know this game is probably over, but they're like, we already committed for the meme
so
strat.
He has all the auras as well. He has the drums and the Basilisk aura.
But look at this, the
Bastion.
creeps even have already brought him down to nearly half of his life. This dragon gonna get tamed very, very fast. Mag will get spotted from a lone sentry here. He's able to still step away with the help of the Glimmer, get off a Fissure to zone himself back. There's the vacuum onto 2, and here comes the dragon! He's going for solo! Get him! Oh, he turns back and away. Solo tethers back out. They've already killed out Bulldog, and they've killed out the Ogre. Here it is, Winter. The big strat from Alliance. Can this dragon do it? No. He gets swatted down. Loda gets turned into a pig and made into bacon. Vega just easily handle it, and now that they know the strat hasn't worked, Alliance call the game. It was a clowny one, Winter, but Vega are going to be best Alliance here, 2-1. And they will go into the next series to face Monkey Business in the lower bracket final.
Man, I actually think this strat is gonna be legit though in the future. It just needs a little tweak on how you actually run it. It's a legit plan though.
It can't be a one. It can't be a one position. He spent a, or yeah, it needs to be modified in a way. It felt like just too much time farting around, walking around as an ancient, and not enough time dedicated to the farm. And next thing you know, Tiny, who was avoiding all that silliness, just continues his normal game and nearly doubles up the CS of Loda at that point. And they just had so much going for him. There really was no comeback factor. They had put it all... The thing also is that it was pretty much a single core lineup. They put it all onto this Lifestealer, and he ended up, you know, doing this kind of ancient play. Maybe, like you said, if they're able to kind of tweak it around, they give their mid laner a kind of a backup core, or put the Lifestealer in maybe a lower priority farming position. It could work, but nonetheless, we had a giggle. Any final thoughts on this series, Winter?
It was really interesting though, but I definitely think this strat could actually work. Just needs more research or much more work done. That definitely they have a lot of you know, character. Being able to actually bring something like this to the table in a third game, you know, especially a game
An elimination game, yeah.
They have to win this game, and they actually think that this is something that would actually be really strong, so they would actually want to use it. It's just that I felt that they didn't get enough though. They didn't get enough done when they were actually abusing the Ancients early on.
Well, with that, we'll conclude this series and get ready for our Vega versus Monkey Business matchup, which is set to come up in about 15 minutes time or so. But with that, Winter, we are going to go ahead and bid you adieu. It was a pleasure having you casting with me today. I'm sure I'll be seeing you again very soon. I know you have a trip coming out here very, very soon while I'm out in New York, but I look forward to that and look forward to our future cast. Please enjoy the rest of your evening, if I'm not mistaken, and I will have another Merlini come and join us for the next series. So Winter, take care. You guys can show your love and support to Winter. Check him out on his Twitter at Winter Dota. I'm Coddle Guy for Beyond the Summit at Coddle Guy. We'll see you very soon in about 15 minutes time for the Vega versus Monkey Business lower bracket final. Take care.